here I am on kennametal.com. So our customers build things that touch their everyday life. They make products that enable them to try and fly parallel, and their product that make possible by Kenna Metal Innovation. So I'm going to have to say that from this first page, I know what you told me, it's like for buying tools, but I haven't got a sense of what you do. I'm just going to look back again at your description of that. Batch ordering tools. Okay, so you make tools and I can batch order them from you in order to sell them on. I'm guessing, so business to business. So I guess the idea is I'm buying in order to, as a retailer, and then I'm going to sell them on. Our customers build things that touch our everyday lives. They make products, and their product. I don't really think this statement is powerful enough. It's too complex. I kind of get what you're saying. So you're saying that what you make enables your customers to build great stuff that does things for everybody. But I think it needs to be more concise. I'll have a little bit of a think about that and see if I can come up with any suggestions. Okay, so your products. Metalworking, construction, mining, metals, powders, materials. I'm just going to deal with the cookies. Hang on. Right, so construction, mining, metal, powders, materials, and consumers. Of course, I don't know what a lot of this stuff is because I'm not, you know, this is not my field. I don't know what any of this is, but of course your customers would. I'm struggling slightly there with, okay, I found a way of doing it. Because it could be different, somebody else's screen could be magnified to a different amount, but I've got your products drop down, but I can see that I can't see all of it. But if I come off it to scroll, it disappears, so I still don't get to see it. And if I scroll now, I can't get it back because products has gone off the screen. I worked out how to do it. I'm using arrow down to see the rest of it, but you might want to think about how big that drop down is, because somebody who's not as doesn't use a keyboard as much as I do might not work out how to get through that menu. There's a lot here. I'm really struck that, you know, wherever I go, a lot appears on the screen. And that, again, maybe because I don't know what most of this stuff is. So someone who's more familiar with this stuff might not find this so overwhelming. I don't know why additive manufacturing doesn't go anywhere. It says there's an arrow here, but nothing appears. Okay, industries. So these are, I'm guessing these are different ways to get at your product. So, you know, I could go here for metalworking tools, but the tools that show up here might also show up under, I don't know, energy, for example. There's a different one. I'm guessing these are different ways to get to your tools. Services. Okay. So again, I don't know if it's because I don't work in this field, but I don't really know what any of this is. So obviously this is I sort of makes sense. I guess if you work in the field, this is something you might need done. So carbide recycling makes sense. Do you run vending machines? Wow. Okay. So I think what I'm looking at is a retailer could have one of these vending machines where their customers can buy tools from one of these vending machines. And this is how you work it. if I've understood that right, what you're saying is it will be a retailer that already buys tools from you. So you look at how much they've managed to sell in the previous 12 months. You calculate what you think growth values calculated on the value. So I think what you're saying is you calculate what additional sales you might expect them to achieve because they're going to have one of these vending machines. But the customer has to achieve that in order to not have to pay to be renting this vending machine. And then you maintain the machine in the meantime. I think, if I've understood that, so it reads to me like there's a risk to the retailers that they could sign up for this, but if they don't manage to sell enough through this machine, they've not met the terms of this agreement. Again, I don't maybe a retailer looking at this would know more about this than me, but for me that makes me like, ooh, really that would put me off. But so I'm wondering if you ought to provide them with a little bit more reassurance. And this I see as the advantages of decreased inventory. So they have to give feedback. Huh. Okay. I don't know why that's there. Why? Oh, I see. I thought it was at that point on the website. I just happened to spot it. Now I see it's always there. It's at any point on the website that can pop up. That's nice. I like that. So it's like that wherever you are on the website, you can decide to talk to you, whether it's website feedback, a problem, contacting customer service. Yeah, no, I like that. That's a nice little feature, that tab. Okay, so I think what you're saying here is, I think what you're giving here is examples. This was, an actual aerospace manufacturer was able to decrease their inventory by 80% by having one of these machines. An integrated supplier was able to reduce their consignment stock. But I think that could be clearer. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. These hands with the line through them. I don't know what this is representing. Oh, this oil equipment manager reduced their monthly glove use. Oh, I don't think this works. It takes up too much space on the page. And this is just one example of how somebody has benefited. And you've also got this example and this example. And yet this one gets this massive, what would you call this, infographic. I think it's too big. It's not obvious enough from the top of the page what it's about. Be great if you could actually give the name of the company involved. I mean, I'm guessing, you'd have to get permission. You'd have to go to whoever this small parts manufacturer was and say, can I name you on the website, and say, this organisation had this result. That would give this a lot more credibility if you were able to actually name the organisation. Where did I get to? That was the vending machine. So reconditioning, that makes sense. So you recondition tools for people. I'm struggling to know what this is telling you. What minus 30% of what? So I get that this is you restoring tools and to new conditions, and that's going to be cheaper than replacing tools. I get that, but I don't know what this is telling me. 100% without regrinds, minus 30% with one regrind. I don't know what that means, that infographic. In general, what I'm thinking is, I think that each page is just a bit too complex. Again, I am wondering if it's because I'm not a tool retailer, and maybe I don't know what some of these words mean, but I just think you want a much, sorry, I didn't mean to get all those menus up, but I think you just want a much simpler message when people get to the page in question. So this one is like, these infographics are not really, or I don't know if they are infographics or just illustrations, they're not really telling me very much. I'm having to look at them to think, what is that about? And this, these are long sentences with a lot of, I don't know if you would call it jargon or complex language in it. We use this advanced software on site with our CPP customers to manage toolbox units and supply chain, pre-setting interface and CNC programming. Now, it could be that your customers use this terminology all the time, and so to them this will just make perfect sense. To me, I have to read and read and read this sentence to try and work out what it's saying. I just think it could all be a lot simpler. I still don't know, having been on this page for a bit, and obviously I've not read it, every single word of it, but I'm looking at it and talking about it with you, and I don't know what this page is about. I don't know what a cost per part program is. A tailored program designed to manage tooling, increase efficiency and track. Yes, but so this is the benefits of it, but what is it? A tailored program of what? Tool management software. So I think it's some way of working with a manufacturer, I think, to predict what tools they're going to need to replace when, and so that it happens before things break, just kind of ready. I think that's what that is. Again, maybe your customers are so familiar with doing this that you don't need to spell it out, but to me, it's just so not clear, and I think you would benefit from making it clearer. Okay, this is pretty clear. This is great. I just the thing I would say about this page is to just say somewhere where all they are, where all the centers are. I see you've got them here, but are there loads of them? Maybe you just need that to be a bit clearer. So it's fair enough that it's on a separate page, but rather than RRC, which I know it says here rapid response centers, but rather than making people work for it, just have it really clear, a bigger button, a clearer button that says where are locations, or rapid response centers. So that's what you call them. And when I read here, it's clear. They're places that you can take tools for reconditioning and localized production of simple special round tool drills. And so that doesn't mean very much to me, but it might do to your customers. So they're like workshops that people can take to get that stuff done. Sorry, I didn't mean to make the menus appear. I just think, again, it could be clearer. Like, you could have